Hey, beautiful people, Andrea Caprio here. Welcome to my Facebook Live, and I think I am live actually. I'm so happy to have you here. It's Wednesday, and it's my usual Facebook Live. I like hanging out with you guys. It becomes really a habit I look forward to. I must say today I was not feeling great, but in meanwhile I am. Thanks to my habits, thanks to all the things I have put in place. So today, what I want to talk to you about is about change. How many people struggle with change? And I would love to know, maybe in the comments from you, are you struggling with change, or is it something you embrace easily and looking forward to change? Now, I am somebody, I have been facing change. Most people probably can even not imagine how much in terms of moving from country to country. I lived, I think, in 11 different countries, probably more with a shorter term in between. But I have had a lot of change in my life. I had a lot of different professions I've been doing. I'm in my second marriage, so there has been some change there as well. I have two children, there was change. So if I look at my life, there's always change. I probably am definitely very open to change, though I also have certain areas where I do probably resist a little bit. And I want today to discuss with you the commitment to change and how to commit to change, and basically the importance of commitment to change, because otherwise you're not going to get anywhere, right? Change today is, we always say, I'm sure you heard that, the only constant in life is change, actually. So there is just so much change happening. We are going through a lot of change right now. Obviously, we've always been, but it feels at the moment there's even more change than usual. And depending where you are at, I wonder, do you have a lot of change happening in your life, and how do you adapt to that? I would really love to know. So write that in the comments also, in case you're watching the replay, how you cope with it, if you don't cope with it, if it's easy for you. Maybe you have some tips or tricks on how you allow yourself to cope better with change. And especially now also we are going in the new year, right? We are just in the end of December as I'm speaking here with you, and the new year is coming for me. That's always a time where I don't know, I feel always there's a big change. I don't know, I like this end of year. So I will share today how to commit better to change. So first of all, let's start with defining the commitment, right? And by the way, before I forget, I need to copy that right now. I have a blog post as usual. I think you've seen that usually I have a blog post that goes together with my Facebook Live, allowing you actually to learn a little bit more about it, or, to keep the tips at hand if you want to, or check out a little bit more. I will also, by the way, share something really important later with you, where I will talk about how to implement healthy habits, right? Speaking about change, and really a great offer that you don't want to miss. So there's also the link in the comments that I just posted there, or pasted there. Right, so defining your commitment. So first of all, if you need to get super clear on why you want change, right? Because if you are not all in and you don't know why would you commit to change, right? So you need to be super clear about what it is you want to achieve. Now, let's just give a sample, and I also, by the way, described that in my blog post. So let's say you want, in 2022, you want to lose weight, get fitter, feel better in your body, maybe overcome some of the health concerns you have. Maybe you have a health condition, or so chronic health condition, or whatever it is, right? And you say you want to get fitter, lose weight, whatever it is, right? First of all, it's very important that you are getting super clear about that goal, what it is. So you want actually to have a SMART goal. So it needs to be specific. So you want to say, not only I want to lose weight, but I want to lose 20 pounds or whatever it is, right? Then the M, so SMART is specific. Then the M stands for measurable. I already said actually, the amount of kilos or pounds you want to lose or whatever it is, right? It must be attainable or achievable, right? If you say you want by January lose 60 pounds, quite honestly, it's a bit difficult, right? With Christmas in between, probably going to struggle with it. Let's be realistic on that. So you want to say maybe, over Christmas you give yourself a break, but then in January you want to get started and you want to, over 3 months, lose 20 pounds. That might be something that's achievable, or over 6 months, or whatever it is, right? And then attainable, then realistic. I mean, it kind of goes a little bit together. So something that's achievable, or that's realistic, sorry. And then at the time as well, and I mentioned also timelessly, you want to set yourself a date, whatever the date is, right? So that's called a SMART goal. So it's really important. But what is also super important, in my opinion, is to know why you want to lose the weight. So just to say, I want to lose 20 pounds because, well, I have to, my doctor tells me to, or whatever, is probably not gonna make it. But if you say, okay, I want to, lose that weight because I want to be able to play with my kids, or I want to climb up a mountain, or I want, to run a marathon next year, or whatever it is, right? So get really clear about the why of the why of the why. So you want to dive deep a little bit to define your commitment, right? Why it is for you. Right, so that was the first one. Then the next one is that you want really to draft a plan to that, right? Or put together a plan. So you want to say, okay, fine, you have now the goals, but what are the steps to get there, right? So once you know the goals, you can then sit down, and it's really helpful to use a journal, journal around it, or whatever way, or you collect maybe some information or whatever it is. You Google it, or you get help for it, or whatever it is, and think about all the ways that you need to put together in action to reach that goal, right? So, for example, to stay with, losing the weight or so, is that you want really to say, okay, fine, I have to change my eating habits, right? I'm eating that way. I have far too many carbs in my food. Portions are too big. I eat too much. I'm snacking too much, or whatever it is. So I put a plan together on what I want to do to achieve that goal. So let's say you have a 3 months goal. You want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, so you can say in the first month, maybe I want to just get rid of all the processed food and the snacks I'm eating, and I'm replacing those with whole foods and healthy snack options, for example. Or you could say, I want to plan all my meals in advance, so I'm not snacking, on takeaway food or whatever it is. Whatever it is for you, that helps, right? But write it out, and then you might say in month 2 I do something else, and in month 3 I do something else. And you want also to look to have a holistic plan for that. So not only the food, but also exercise, right? And then I always recommend to start really small. So, same with food, with exercise, start with something super simple that you can keep every day, and, then implement it. So you want really to then add maybe every day 10 minutes of exercise, and that you might over the 3 months then increase to 20 minutes and 30 minutes. Or something like that. You might want to look at other lifestyle areas, right? Maybe stress management is something you want to look at because you're a stress eater, and a lot of snacking happens because you're too stressed. Or maybe you want to increase or improve your energy, so you have to look at your sleep, or whatever it is, right? So you want really for these different areas to have a plan and put it together so you can stay on track. And always remember, you want to have the plan, work with it, then review it, and then plan again. So I like really doing that. I do the big plan for 3 months, and then normally I brainstorm all the steps I need to do to get to those goals I have put in my plan. And then basically I break them down in kind of bite-sized weekly steps, right? And some weekly steps are, for several weeks, some is just for 1 week or whatever it is, but basically I roll them out throughout. Right. Now, if you have any questions, by the way, do let me know. And if you would maybe want to share your goals and your plan or so or anything, do so in the comments. I would love to read about it. And also, if it's a replay you're watching, I will check it out, of course. And remember, I shared in the comments the link to my blog post and also, by the way, to a really great free or complimentary session I would like to share with you. And that is my complimentary health consultation, where I help you to get clear on these things. So if you have been struggling to commit to change, if you've been struggling to implement healthy habits or so, sign up on that call. I'm giving I still have a few spots here before the festivities start, right? I'm taking off between the 16th and end of the year. By the way, there will be no Facebook Lives. I have my kids coming, so I really want to take some time off. But until that, I'm definitely available and help you, to put maybe a plan together for 2022. So the link is in the comment. You definitely want to sign up. And also, should you be interested maybe in working with me in 2022 or even now, right? I have great offers that are still valid for this year to start for next year. So you want definitely to take advantage of that. So the next step for helping you to commit to change is not to decide not to be a spectator. Now, I see very often that people say something like, oh, I think of doing this, or I want to do this, or I will, or maybe doing this, or whatever it is, right? Or they say, oh, I will do that, and then they think, change happens. So first of all, you need really to look into all the different areas of the changes you need to implement to reach your goals, right? By just eating maybe a little bit healthy, but not fully healthy, and not exercising, you might lose out, right? And things will just not happen. You will get discouraged, and then you're back to square one. So when you commit to change, you really have to look at the holistic picture and really choose everything you need and immerse yourself in it and use it. So you might want to decide on the healthy eating habits you want to implement, and the exercise, and the meal planning to make sure, or planning for that, to make sure all these things are happening. So you might need to put a program together of several things that really immerse you in that and help you with this. And also saying I may be doing, I want to do, or so is not gonna cut it, right? You really need to take or make 100% commitment to that. Now, when I say 100% commitment, often people get a bit scared and say, oh no, I don't want 100% commitment, right? Now, I'm not saying 100% commitment for the rest of your life to only eat healthy, right? To be honest, I'm not doing that, right? I very much believe in balance. And I teach that my clients, by the way. Balance is far more important. I believe in something like 80-20 rule or 90-10 rule, depending. But definitely it's going far more, to commit 100% to an 80-20 rule than not committing 100% to 100% rule. I don't know if that makes sense, but you're more likely, if you don't fully commit to something, to fall off the wagon. So choose what you want, what you're ready to do, but then choose to commit fully, and not just a stand-byer, right? You really want to go 100% all in and embrace it and get all the help. You might need a coach for that, right? And here, pick me if you want one, right? Or a trainer, a fitness trainer, or a buddy that that holds you accountable, or whatever it is. But you definitely want to commit a 100% to that. There's a great TED talk about that 100%. There's so many things that you can do, but definitely you want to get all in. The next thing is to be persistent or consistent, depending how you want, but commitment requires really consistency. As I said earlier, it's better to opt for small changes, small little new habits that you can keep every day, than to do a big thing, once and then never again. When I work with my clients, I really love the tiny habits. If you don't know, there's a book called Tiny Habits, really, really great. I use that technique a lot with working with my clients. And basically it's really, and I've talked already, if you've been following on my talks, you might have heard me talk about it already. So basically it's about starting an existing trigger, add a new tiny habit, something really small, and then celebrate it. So I'll give you a sample. You could say, let's say you want to increase your water intake, right? Which, by the way, is a really great habit to lose weight and assist with this. Now, and many people don't drink enough water. So now you could say, each time I go to the bathroom and after I finished washing my hands, I drink 1 glass of water. And I celebrate, yes, or whatever it is, or high five, or whatever, right? So you could kind of have the existing habit, the trigger of going to the bathroom and washing your hands and putting the tap off. And then the new habit is drinking water, and then the celebration is super important. And that helps you to be consistent, right? You could say, if you want a new meditation habit, you want to meditate every morning, and let's say you have not done it. And that's how I started it, by the way. Just do a 3 minutes meditation every morning. And you can say, after I get up, after I put my feet to the ground, I do my meditation and I say yes, or after I had breakfast, or whatever it is, right? And you just do a 1 minute meditation. And then once the 1 minute is, like a day to day, and you don't think about it anymore, like brushing your teeth, then you can maybe extend it. And like this, you can stay persistent. Far more important than anything else, actually. And then the fourth step, actually, of really committing to change and achieving your goals is to refresh your motivations. Now, often I see, the first week working with my clients, they're all in, they're excited, and they do everything. And then, the second week, the third week, maybe something happens, there's some drama, some stress, some whatever happening and whatever. Maybe they fall off the wagon. It does happen. I always say it's normal. We are practicing to get better, but you need to refresh your motivation. So it's really good there, again, to have a coach who reminds you, because that's what I do, right? In our programs, we have trackings, we have accountability. We remind our clients, to stay on track. If we feel that they're like off track or so, we get them back and encourage them and motivate them. Of course, there's so many tricks you can do, a lot of mindset tricks as well, by the way. So I do a lot of mindset coaching with this, but you can do a lot like this, just like reminding yourself why you are wanting that change. So go back to step 1, right? What are the goals? Why you want to achieve that? Find the why of your why. And also a really good way is to remember to do visualizations. I'm big on visualization. I do a lot at the moment. I do a lot of abundance work for myself, actually, and working on that. So every morning, I do a visualization. I do journaling. I write out my goals. I visualize my future reality, and I do that daily, right, to refresh my motivation. You can do a mantra that you tell yourself every day, or you stick all over your house on sticky notes or whatever it is. So remember to do that. And maybe you want now to share what you are gonna implement of these. So just to recap a little bit, the important parts to commit to change and achieve the goals you want to is, first of all, define, get clear on your commitment, why you want to achieve your goals, and get clear on what goals you want to achieve and what plan you want to implement. That's the first step. Then do not be a spectator, so immerse yourself fully. Do everything that you need to achieve your goals, not just half-assed, excuse my language, but it's really true. Do the things, right? But don't overdo them. So to be persistent, start with small things. So do all the things you need and increase them, but start with small and be persistent. Consistency is really the key, far more important than doing too much, right? You need to do several things. You don't need just to do a small little thing, but you might need to do several things to get there, but don't overdo it. Don't go for 1 hour of gym every day. If you've never done that, you are gonna fail, right? And then always throughout your journey, refresh your motivation. Go back to square one. Get somebody who helps you, who coaches you, who motivates you, who keeps you accountable, or whatever it is, right? And now I just want to talk also about healthy habits. Now, I am huge on habits. You have heard me talking probably about it already. So if you want to get help in implementing healthy habits and getting really the goals, knowing which healthy habits to implement, and get help to achieve your goals in 2022, I would love to do so, and I really invite you to book a call with me. It's a complimentary consultation where we can get clear about your habits, what you want to achieve, how to get there, right? All the things I just shared with you and so much more, actually, because in the end, to achieve your healthy habits, you have not only to work on them, but you also need to get clear on the root causes of what issues you have, so you know actually what to work on. And you also need to work a lot on the mindset to really get you there. So if you're interested in one of my programs, I still have great offers this year. A lot of people are not ready necessarily to start this year anymore, but it's a good idea to sign up now. Give yourself your best Christmas present, or maybe you want to gift it to somebody. But quite honestly, I think Christmas, we should gift ourselves a Christmas present that we really want and we really need. And the gift of health is really what's important. Self-care, looking after yourself, putting yourself first, prioritizing yourself in 2022 might be one of those goals you have. I certainly have that. And you might want really to gift yourself to put everything in and get the help you need to achieve those goals, right? And that could be through my Healthy Habits program, or maybe through my End Emotional Eating group coaching program. As I mentioned, I have a great special going on there. So basically, if you sign up now, you can start even in 2022 and get all ready, and immediately in January you can kind of hit the ground running, right? And get our help in improving your health, lose weight, improve your emotional eating, or any chronic health conditions you have. If you have any questions, please feel free to share that in the comments, or send me a private message, or just sign up for one of my free sessions that I would love to gift you right now, or you can also check out my blog post. I look forward to hearing back from you, and I see you next week. I'm still going to be around next week, and thank you so much for joining me today. Stay healthy, and my name is Andrea Caprio. Bye-bye.